as I continue um, sharing some of my thoughts. Welcome to Toke, Thoughts of a King. Hi, I am a king, and I am especially the son of a king and brother to Jesus Christ. And I begin in the nome de Patre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti, Amen. Um, in my first video in this, restarting my Toke talks, I explain why I do a sign of the cross in Latin. So you could go back to that one if you wish. But, I've been talking a lot about truth and how we're in a society now that thrives on misinformation and things. And, it's hard to tell what's true and what's not. Um, I was red pilled, and I talk in my earlier when I was putting out videos more regularly. It starts with a number 8. And let's see, the title is Evolution is Racist, News Media Untrue. So I talk about my red pill moment where I found out that what I was believing and the people that I was trusting were not necessarily telling me the truth. So when I say red pill, some of you may be familiar with the movie The Matrix, where Neo, one of the characters, is given a choice of a red pill or a blue pill. The red pill would lead to the truth, whether you liked what you saw or not. The blue pill, um, as Morpheus said, you take that, you go back to, go back to where you were, and you wake up, and nothing is different. Most people have been blue pilled and are unwilling to take the red pill, are unwilling to even look, to challenge the sources of information to say, is it really true? And that's really all I hope that folks would do. And if you listen to my last video, I talk about Yuri Bezmenov, um, and the chances are very strong that even presented with information that most people are, not going to accept it. Um, it's amazing, or as Dr. Malone called it, mass formation psychosis. So I just will say what I'm saying, and just pray that as I plant a seed, that at least some of you will look at your own life and say, am I really following? Am I truly following what is true? We as human beings have a tendency to want to look outwardly. We want to look at what you are doing wrong and not look at ourselves. Um, when it's kind of like the scripture, in, before you remove the speck from your neighbor's eye, you need to remove the log from your own eye. So I'm constantly trying to, what log do I have in my eye? And I pray that the Lord is helping me to have a decent vision of things. And of course I could be wrong. And I really wish that folks that I consider blue pilled still would talk with me. Generally, what happens is they tend to shut down, start name calling. Um, it's just because there's a belief. Um, there's a belief that someone that believes like I do, I'll call myself conservative, which is not totally accurate because I don't know what you think a conservative is. It's someone that believes in freedom, that believes in God, that believes in Jesus Christ, believes family is the most important unit, not the village. That having a father and a mother to bring up children, that is the most important entity that civilization is built on. So, That's just a couple of the things that I believe. But so many people, and I'll call them the blue pilled people. That's what's awesome is that you got your blue states and your red states. So it's a blue state person, or that believes in the stuff from the blue states that um, the things that I say, it runs counter to what they hear in the news or it. What's amazing to me is, you know, I'm looked upon like, oh, there, you're an old dude, you know, you're off base, you actually followed Trump, and and that's really not true. Trump was somebody. Oh, I need to do a whole video on that one. But Trump was somebody that was saying things that lined up with I already believed. So it wasn't that I was following him. It's almost like he was following me, or at least protecting my beliefs and not discarding it. Where it's not true today with the administration we have right now and with the blue state mentality, I am somebody that would tend to be canceled as opposed to communicated with. And that's a dangerous place to be. We're not talking with each other. You're not trying to understand one another. I really would wish that people that disagree with me would take time to think. Okay, this guy used to believe like I did, and now he's changed. Is there a good reason for it? You know, I mean, I hear people say that, oh, you just watch Fox News and they've. That's not true. There are a lot of books that I've read. I mean, there's documentaries I've gone through. So, and I mentioned in other videos that I bounce it off of my faith. So there's a lot more than just watching news broadcasts, which, you know, um, I probably was watching too much at one point, and now I mean, I'll flip, but I don't just watch Fox. I watch, I'll flip to the blue, I call them the blue pill media, and with them, what is interesting is I can flip from one blue pill to the other one, and they basically have been saying the same thing. I mean, Ukraine is broken out right now, so a lot of that is on the Ukraine. But prior to that, there's this fixation on January 6th. Like, that's over a year ago now, y'all. It's like, or something about Trump. He's not there in the presidency anymore. My thing is that, the biggest error that I believe Donald Trump is making right now is that he needs to quit talking about, the election being stolen. And there's evidence that stuff was, there are a lot of misdeeds that occurred. Whether it would have flipped the election or not, I don't know. But there are people like me that say, we need to make sure that our election integrity is up to snuff because the things that happen on it doesn't matter what side, because in 2016 the folks that lost then felt that there were things that are wrong. Well, we need to look at that. We need to go and find out if things are accurate. We want citizens of this country to have a vote, not folks that are not citizens, not people that are dead. It's got to be something that is accurate. So, that little aside is, because the whole point is because I was someone that was a supporter of Donald Trump. A lot of people will just disregard anything I have to say, as if Donald Trump was a buffoon, or what are some of the things I heard, that he's a racist, he is maniacal, he, now he big ego. I was Grant. Most politicians have one heck of an ego. He was even some people that were his supporters. There's a religious dude. He called him a bully, and that's okay. He He would throw his weight around for what he felt was right. Um, but those that were closest to him, like a Dr. Ben Carson, and I've been just starting a book by Dr. Scott Atlas, and he was on the inside, and he talked about his encounter with the president, then president, and it was kind of like what I've been hearing from people that were not politically trying to tear Donald Trump down. And he basically said that he was impressed with the way the 45th president listened to him, had very good questions and things of that nature, which was unlike what the media had portrayed. So here's the thing: if I can get one person that listens to this that's blue pilled to at least say, maybe I'm wrong. It's very possible that my belief is not accurate. I mean, I do that all of the time, especially given that everything that comes at you tries to say that the beliefs that I have are wrong. And it's so I'm always checking myself. Is it true? Um, Again, I'll watch the blue media, but it's just they have a tendency to be. I can watch one or the other. It doesn't really matter. I'll only get something different if I do watch Fox or uh, Newsmax or OAN, or I'll read the Epoch Times, LifeSite News. I'll listen to Michael Voris and Church Militant. So there are different things that I watch and listen to help inform me, along with regular reading of the scriptures. Because humans are no different today than they were back in the day. Yeah, we may have more technology, we may have stuff like that, but as far as how the human nature, that is not different. And it's amazing, even back then, like I'm in Exodus, and in spite of the the things that were done to the Egyptians when Moses said, "Let my people go," we have God that is just one plague after the other, but it didn't matter. It was like, you know, I know better. And we're kind of like that now. And then God's people, even though they were let go from Pharaoh, they still wanted to go back and be slaves. Those that are still in blue pilled land, you may still be enslaved. You're enslaved to a narrative that is not good for you. As Harriet Tubman said, I could have freed many more slaves if those slaves only knew they were slaves. Many of you are enslaved right now, and it's a dangerous time to be enslaved. It's time to think critically, and that means challenging your own beliefs. Are they really true? Look at the other side. If you know somebody that has, I'll put it like this: if you know somebody that supported Trump, for instance, ask them why. And don't just assume that they've been brainwashed. Brainwashing cuts both ways. So you need to question yourself. Are you someone that has been brainwashed? Because everyone in the media, and you say, they can't be telling me a lie. I mean, I've actually heard that. They can't be lying to me. Can they really? Yes, they really can. So it's imperative at this time in our lives that we challenge things much more in our lives. Oh, be blessed, everyone. And have courage. You know, it's it's not like everything is particularly dire. And if you get right with God, then it doesn't matter. I'm way over what I would like to do, but hopefully this has been a blessing in your day.